10 more ridiculous deaths in horror films. You will never guess what the number 1 death is. Like and subscribe for weekly videos. In the comments below, list one topic you think should be in a top 10 video and comment if you subscribe to this channel. Blood and gore movies ought to be, well, horrendous, right? I mean, it is not too far off in the name. However, some of the time the division between what is startling and what is clever isn't generally self-evident. Film producers make a special effort to make their crowds pay heed, so they endeavor to make the passings in their blood and gore movies stand apart from the standard stabbings, bludgeonings, and spooky goings-on natural to the class. A few movies take such happiness in their spectacular passings that they become awfulness comedies. Or on the other hand, satire horrors. Either way, here are 10 blood and gore film deaths so silly they're clever. What's more, here's the primary rundown in case you're intrigued. 10 Kill a condom. At the point when individuals book into the hotel quickie, they have just a single thing at the forefront of their thoughts. However, notwithstanding their craving for brisk sex, they additionally show an honorable to make it safe sex. Tragically, in this German thriller, putting on a condom is one of the most noticeably awful things you can accomplish for your health. After a living condom is made that has an excruciating looking arrangement of sharp teeth, it before long starts assaulting the horny occupants of the inn. Official Luigi Macroni drives the chase for the executioner condom. However, when he falls for a companion called Billy, he loses more than his heart. While the pair start to make love, the executioner condom figures out how to gnaw off Macroni's privileged testicle. Macroni endures the assault, yet others are less lucky when their penises are gnawed off. The condoms don't just assault men in any case. One lady ends it all by jumping into a pool of water overflowing with excited prophylactics. 9 Thrown CDs. The Hellraiser films follow individuals who are sufficiently silly to deliver the Cenobites from hell. Cenobites are individuals who have been changed by their distorted joys into evil presences that subject others to monstrous tortures. In Hellraiser 3, Pinhead, head of the Cenobites, visits a dance club, causing all the dreadful stylistic layout of the club to become animated. He slaughters the benefactors of the club. Some get off simple by passing on in falls, yet others face a more severe offing. One lady has her beverage go to ice and skewer her through the mouth. The DJ gets the most absurdly adept, and 1990s, passing of the film. CDs from his stack start to suspend around his head menacingly before cutting into his skull, mind, and mouth. Sadly, this isn't the end for the DJ. Pinhead utilizes his appalling forces to change the DJ into another Cenobite, named CD. CD joins the merciless frenzy released on the city utilizing his new powers. These forces comprise of having a CD in his gut that launches planes. It is these that he tosses to slaughter a helpless taxi driver and a cop. 8 Giant rabbits. Bunnies are not the most compromising of animals. Maybe that is the reason the studio that created this film changed its title from Rabbits to Night of the Lepus before its delivery. They likewise diligently left bunnies off of the special materials for the film. However, there is no evading the way that the antagonists of this film are rabbits. The film starts with a hare being given a mixed drink of hormones trying to control the bunny populace on a farm. Rather, the hares start to change into enormous and uncommonly rapacious beasts. The farmers endeavor to annihilate the monster bunnies with explosive, yet that just irritates them. The hares assault the farm. In perhaps the best scene in film history, many typical measured hares are demonstrated charging through a model of a homestead before a hare's paw crashes through a window and cuts a lady's throat. 7 Psychic Tyre. The 2010 film Rubber has been depicted as the best film about a stellar Tyre ever constructed. It centers around the activities of Robert, the nominal Tyre. At the point when Robert springs up in the center of the desert, he starts by murdering and pounding different things and animals. Unfit to smash a glass bottle, he goes to his mystic forces to blow them up. When Robert is run over by a truck, he turns his forces on the driver and causes the man's head to detonate. This is only the start of Robert's frenzy. Before long, heads are popping everywhere and the police are brought in to find their man, or Tyre. Rubber offers a meta-discourse on thrillers by having a crowd of people on screen watching situations as they develop. In any case, dissimilar to crowds in a film, these watchers are undependable from the ruses of the evil Tyre. 6. Vending Machine. Stephen King is the ace of present-day frightfulness. His books prevail with regards to transforming even the most everyday things into frightening dangers. Movies dependent on his books frequently had the movie's graphs. Unquestionably then, a movie composed by King, however coordinated by him, ought to be extraordinary compared to other ever constructed. Most extreme overdrive, in any case, is not. When the Earth goes through the tail of a comet, all machines on the planet become conscious and pernicious. Extensions throw vehicles into streams and arcade machines stun individuals to death. The most significant homicide of the film anyway is saved for the mentor of a youth baseball matchup. While purchasing his player's soft drink from a candy machine, it starts to dispatch jars at him. One hits him in the nuts while another smashes his skull. Stephen King has repudiated this movie and promised never to coordinate another again. 5. Eaten by Lions. The Happening. M. Night Shyamalan was previously the prodigy of Hollywood who revived the film business with his cunning unexpected developments. At that point he was pronounced a hack with just one stunt at his disposal and turned into the victim of everybody's jokes. At the point when you watch The Happening, it turns out to be evident that something is horribly off base, and not simply in the plot of the movie. When public start to strangely end it all for apparently no explanation, alarm spreads over the globe. Some bounce from rooftop, best, some drive their vehicles off the street, and some take the most tangled courses to the hereafter they can invent. In On Scene, a man is indicated strolling into a lion nook at a zoo. Obviously needing to bite the dust, he connects his hand towards the lions. Yet, rather than irritating them, he simply kind of stands there. Not the speediest method to die. When the lions do assault the man, he shows a magnificent absence of enthusiasm as they detach his arms. The bloody assault could be alarming on the off chance that it was not all that peculiarly shot with terrible CGI. 4. Choke on 'em. George Romero's zombie films are works of art of ghastliness that regularly accompany a solid side of social analysis. Day of the Dead recounts the tale of one of the last stations of humankind after a zombie end times has annihilated the world. Regardless of whether there is any mankind left in the enduring people is one of the focal inquiries of the film. The head of the military station where the film is based, Captain Rhodes, turns out to be progressively disappointed with the researchers he should be ensuring. In the long run, the zombies infiltrate the underground dugout and Rhodes is pursued through the passages by a zombie who has recaptured a portion of his engine capacities and figured out how to get a firearm. At the point when Rhodes opens an entryway and is confronted with a swarm of zombies, he figures out how to spit insubordination with his last breath. Even while zombie fingers are tearing him down the middle and with his inner organs sneaking out, Rhodes figures out how to insult his killers. Stifle on them, he says, evidently overlooking zombies don't relax. 3. Basketball. At the point when Wes Craven ventured out of the repulsiveness sought with the film Deadly Friend, he would have liked to make a science fiction film loaded with complex character considers. Sadly, the crowds previously demonstrated the film needed the bleeding carnage of Craven's prior works and the studio-constrained reshoots to carry more blood to the screen. Deadly Friend recounts the tale of a youthful virtuoso who makes a robot with genuine knowledge and an overprotective nature. At the point when the virtuoso's affection intrigue is left cerebrum dead, he does the undeniable thing of embedding his robot's psyche into her body. The new cyborg at that point goes on a murdering spree. An old neighbor who had taken the virtuoso's ball before in the film encounters the cyborg who gets her own back. The cyborg takes the b-ball and crushes the old woman's head by tossing the ball at her. This leaves the elderly person's body staggering about her parlor until it breakdowns shaking on the ground. 2. Exploding Shark. Jaws was the film that made everybody scared of the ocean. It additionally demonstrated that a detonating shark can be an outrageous snapshot of win. However, its spin-off, Jaws 4, Jaws, The Revenge, has one of the most ridiculous shark blasts ever caught on film. When an extraordinary white shark starts pursuing a family around the globe and assaulting its individuals, it is left to female authority Ellen Brody to stop it. She takes a pontoon out and plans to stun the shark to death with power. However, when the stuns take the shark leap out of the water, she drives the pontoon into it. Being speared would most likely have executed the fish at any rate. However, for reasons unknown that is never clarified, the shark detonates savagely. The scene is additionally not helped by it looking as though it was recorded utilizing little models in somebody's bathtub. Michael Caine, who stars in the film, took the panning of this film feeling great. He has said, "I have never observed it, however apparently it is horrendous. Nonetheless, I have seen the house that it manufactured, and it is marvelous." Oh my. Troll 2 has picked up the standing of being one of the extremely most noticeably terrible movies ever constructed. Its creation was penned by an unpracticed cast, a group that spoke next to no English, and an odd enhancements. The plot of the film spins around veggie lovers trolls who need to eat individuals, so they do the consistent thing by changing them into plants. When the goblin sovereign catches a young lady and kid, she gives them stock to drink. While the young lady breaks up into green goo, the kid, Arnold, is left gazing defenselessly as the trolls eat her remaining parts. Arnold's conveyance of goodness, my God, has since become an image. Arnold's destiny is more drawn out when he is transformed into a tree. When a companion acts the hero Arnold, he pulls the bark covering his go head-to-head, and Arnold argues to be safeguarded. Incapable to liberate Arnold from the soil he is planted in, Arnold orders him to get the pot and drag me out speedy. Alas, he is excessively moderate, and the troll sovereign returns and turns a cutting apparatus on the heartbreaking tree kid, yet she guarantees he won't feel a thing. Simply a little tickle. This is by all accounts valid, as when she cuts him up he just begins laughing.